Hi there, in this video I want to show you how to get your midterm set up and ready to go, all your technology windows ready to go before you start the midterm in MyOpenMath. So I'm going to go to the module where the midterm is. So this is summer term, so it's in module 4. If you're seeing this in a regular term, it might be in module 5 or 6. So you can see the midterm, it will appear down here, but it's is not visible to you until the date, until it opens up. And so you might not see it yet, but shortly before your test time, it should be visible to you. And it'll have instructions here. For example, there are 12 questions on the midterm, and it has all these links here. So I want to get those set up before we actually start, because I don't want to use my test time to get my technology figured out, okay? So what I'm going to do is just start clicking on these links. They're all going to open in a new window, new tabs. And some of these are options of 2, so you don't necessarily need all of these. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is drag my MyOpenMath is going to be by itself. So I'm going to make that about half the width of my screen. I'm using the restore down is what it's called. It just makes it smaller, and then I can resize it. It's the square thingy. So I'm going to tile my windows like this so that I can, and I might make my technology one a little narrower, just so I don't have to be flipping back and forth all the time, okay? So if you're using GeoGebra spreadsheet, or you might be using Staplet, so I'm going to put those first. And then you might be using the GeoGebra for the binomial, or I've also put up a video for how to use Staplet for that. Desmos is an online, it's a great online calculator. You don't really need the graph part, but this is excellent right here if you want to use that. And then, or of course you can use a handheld calculator. If you're taking your test in person, just bring it with you. This setup is the same for if you're taking it virtually or if you're taking it in person. In person, they'll provide you with a computer, so you'll be able to get this all set up on campus. Okay, so now I've got all my technology windows all ready, and we're not going to use D2L during the test. You're using that to get in with Zoom, and then you'll need it just to upload your work at the end, okay? But I don't want to click on content or anything like that during the test. So I'm just going to see where I am. Yeah, I have that just to show you the upload process. Okay, so now can't show you the test, of course, so I'm going to go into the bonus midterm review. So I have this set up to look similar to how the midterm is going to look, okay? So a few questions will be like matching multiple choice, the vocabulary stuff, okay? You won't see a link here for post to form. And each question does have its own submit button, just like in the homework. So you just submit each question. You can do it as you go, or you can wait. Once you submit, you'll see it's grayed out. So if you realize you made a mistake or you change your mind, just put that in your work and I'll find it, okay? So I'll be looking over everything. Okay, so there so far vocabulary and matching. Okay, when we get to a calculation, okay, so here's a calculation question. All right, that one still doesn't have the add work box. Okay, this one does have the add work box. Okay, so when it gets to something where I need to see steps, and it's really important to show your work because that gives any partial credit if you need it. So let's say something went wrong and it wasn't completely right, I'm going to look for everything you did do right, okay? And based on a scale of or a percentage. If you got halfway there, half the points. If you got 90% there, 90% of the points, okay? So you would use your technology. For example, I would put this into GeoGebra or Staplet and use that. Now, there will be a question where you'll be asked to make your graphs and put them in here, okay? So let's just go over that. Graphs, copy the data, and then you can choose if you want to use GeoGebra. been a little glitchy lately, so I'm going to use the Staplet. In analysis, we would want to put our labels. It does ask you to put your labels in here. So I'm going to put hours watching TV, or we could say time watching TV in hours. Analysis again, it puts my label on there. And we want the histogram and box plots. Okay. There's another video that shows you this too with the snipping. You can see that's from that video. To copy this and put it in the test box, I'm going to use some kind of snipping tool or screenshot. So I'm going to just copy. I don't even need the statistics here. I just want the graph so we can see the shape. And then I'm going to go into this box and I'm going to paste it right in. Okay. This little triangle at the bottom makes the box bigger. And if I click on this, I can also resize it and make it smaller if it seems too big. Okay, so you can get your graphs and just put them right in there. Okay. There will also be a question where you're going to write your paragraph, just like we did in the homework. You're going to look at the shape of this, and then in your statistics, you put in there, and then you're going to write your paragraph. Okay. So you could put it in this box, or I believe there's another separate paragraph box, or you can write it on blank. If you're writing your work on blank paper, then you would just write the number for each. So like, for example, if I'm doing question 9, I'd write 9, and then I'd write A. Here's my work for A, and then B, and so on. Just make it easy for me to find stuff so that if I need to, I can find your good work. Okay. So that is the add work box. So anytime, for some reason they're not all showing up. I'm going to fix that before I release this video to you. So hopefully you'll see more add work boxes. I wanted you to be able to practice. Just practice with those if you like. Practice typing in. You can see you can type anything in here you want as well. Don't spend too much time. If you are typing, don't spend a lot of time on formatting, because I don't want you to waste your time on that. I'd rather have you spend your time finishing the whole test. Okay, so you would just do all of the test questions. There are 12 questions here, but they're not the same 12 as on the test, and they do have some parts A and B and so forth. When you're done, just make sure you've submitted all the blue buttons, okay? And you'll see they kind of gray out. So then if you're taking the test virtually with me, that's part of the checkout process. Is I'm gonna take a look and just make sure I can see everything, but I've never had an issue. So if you're doing it in person, just make sure you've submitted all of your work. And then it feels kind of funny to just close it out, but that's what you do. And it does have an auto save feature, so I have had people forget to hit submit. It does save what you've typed in there, so don't worry. Just in case, I will count that work. Okay, and just remember, if you'll just have one chance here, and you won't see if it's right or wrong, so you won't get any feedback during the test. But if you catch yourself, or you have a typo or something like that, just put the correct answer in your work and I will find it. Okay. Okay, so then after you finish this, if you're taking it with me and the virtual test, or if maybe you're taking it as a makeup with a virtual proctor, go through the checkout process. Okay, let them know that you're done. For me, you'd raise your hand in the raise hand feature in Zoom. Let me know that you're done, and I'll say, okay, great, it's all there. So then I'll say, okay, go ahead and scan your work. So if you've written on paper, that's when, if you're using your phone for a camera, you can just take that off, be done with that. And then you can scan your pages. And then you're going to go into D2L, just like you've been doing for, let me make this wider, just like you've been doing for your homework. But I'm in module 4, but if this is a regular term, you might be in a different module. What you're going to look for is something like midterm work from MyOpenMath. And it's just like an assignment folder. It's also in the assignments folder here. And then here is the upload button. So you would scan your work, send it to your computer, or however you do it, or get in D2L from your phone and upload your document right there. Okay, and then I will also, before you log off Zoom, I'll also double check that I can see your document in D2L, and then you'll be all set and you'll be done with your test. Generally, these tests go very well. So if you're, I know you might be nervous about it, but study, do all your practice, and hopefully it'll go really well. Okay, I'll see you for a Zoom setup time, and then I will see you, most of you, at the test. Okay, see you soon.